And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Duplex is very proud to present the sexiest hunk of hot chocolate, Ebony Chunky Love himself, Keith Price.
Oh my God. Okay, first of all, I have to say, thank you all for coming out tonight. Round of applause. Because on the recording it sounds like you're applauding me, and I'll take that because I'm shallow. Oh, I'm shameless. I'm a whore. Which is the point of this show. So, oh my God, I really am. I'm beyond excited to see that all of you people really came out for me. This is, and I got flowers and shit. Oh, stop it! I don't think I can do this now. It's just so emotionally overwrought. It's too much. It's just too much. Oh my God. So I want to welcome you to Ebony Chunky Love, Heartaches and Hardons. Yes, now this show does bring a little titter to some people because we're not mature. But this actually kind of is the place that I'm picking up from for those of you who happen to see Ebony Chunky Love Bitch Can't Get a Taste. Thank you very much. Documentary on logo, you should check it out. Also go to Amazon.com because the bitch needs some money. But what's so great is that it took me this long to kind of come up with the concept of wanting to do something else because, you know, I'm just not your ordinary comedian. Oh, listen, y'all. I go to church say amen, honey. I am not like everybody else, honey. All of this, honey. I'm a little Dave Matthews. How you doing? Oh, with the little growl thing on the bottom. Fuck Libertan, honey. So self-indulgent I haven't started. But the question was, someone asked me, he's like, well, why do you need to do another show like that? That's the other thing, like that. Like, first of all, check your attitude. And secondly, I didn't have an answer. So I stopped and I thought about it for a while, and I realized that the last couple of years I've been in a relationship with someone. And he's here tonight. And this, you know, the basic structure of the show is basically some of the people that I have been around, perhaps with, maybe, I don't know, you know, carnally speaking, I don't know, you know what I'm saying. And I was very worried about the whole idea of doing that in front of the current partner, only because, did y'all ever see that movie Sweet Charity with Shirley MacLaine? Yeah. Okay, you remember the big scene when she's doing the bridal party, and at the end of the bridal party, John Martin is like standing there looking at her, and all those men are like touching her behind, and you know, talking smack to her, and she's like cackling like, you know, trashy girl hanging out with her trashy friend, you know. And then John, he's like looking at her, and then like every time you see the moment where it was like a smack on the ass, it was like the still shot, pop. And then he would look and he would be all disgusted inside, and then he just left her. So that was like part of the fear of doing this, because I thought, well, I'm gonna get up here and tell my business, and then, tomorrow I'll be, I didn't mean to say all of that. I made some of it up, I swear. And then, he said to me, he goes, well, you should do this if this is what you feel like doing, and understand that, I can't be responsible for what you did before you met me. Now, I'm watching your ass very closely now. But before that, I have nothing to say. I can't really judge any of that. So then that kind of gave me a little bit of freedom. And then I had this moment where I thought, okay, I'm going to do this show, I'm going to do it. And then I got Bell's palsy. You know what Bell's palsy is? Bell's palsy is kind of like having a stroke before they tell you it's Bell's palsy. So that whole time it's happening, you think you're having a stroke, and like half your face just kind of stops moving. And I was in the middle of brushing my teeth because we were actually getting ready to go to Target. And I was very excited because I had not been to the Target on the concourse. Anyway, and I'm brushing my teeth, and all of a sudden I feel the tingling. I'm like, why am I tingling? I know I'm fabulous, but why am I tingling? And then all of a sudden, I couldn't spit out the side of my mouth. I had no control. And so we went to the emergency room, and I sat there all day. And this is how you know at some point that you're always going to be a funny person. Yes. So the doctor looks at me and he says, so you're having these feelings, you think you're having a stroke. He's like, well, let's check your gait. I want to see how you walk. And I thought to myself, wow, okay, this is really heavy duty. And my first response, because I'm a comedian, is, do you want me to walk regular or runway? And he said to me, it's too early for runway. And I shot back, I was like, honey, it is never too early. So there I am with half a face giving this. And then it was like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? I think I'm dying, I think it's a stroke, I don't know what's happening. And then I'm in this MRI tube thing, like they put you in the MRI. And thank God I had lost weight then, because that tube was tight then, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine when I was like 20, 30 pounds heavy. That shit would have been real fierce trying to lube a bitch in to get it. So I'm in the tube, and I'm like sitting there, and I'm just having this moment now. It's me, the motor of the MRI, and Jesus. And we're just talking. And I said, I have to get out of this. If I get out of this in one piece, I'm going to do that show. Because that's what I'm supposed to do if I survive this moment. Because I didn't know if it was a stroke, I didn't know if it was an MRI. And of course, as most promises that we make with Jesus and God, I got over it when I got better. Shit, trying to do a show, this shit is hard. You gotta come up with shit that's funny and inspiring, and I can't be doing this all the time, right? And then so it kind of rested on the shelf, and then it came back around again when I met up with my friend Joey, and he was like, you just need to do this. And I was like, well, Dale said I needed to do it too, but I wasn't listening to him either, so what makes you think you're going to do it? You don't tell me what to do first, because that's all the problem. I'm sick of people trying to make me do what I don't want to do, and I had to get over myself. And finally, it was like I had the idea, I had the outline, I had the notes, and I said, okay, I'm going to give it a whirl. So, what you're going to see tonight, you are the first people to ever hear, see, or... And before we get started, I have to say, one of the things about this show that I am really kind of glad that I did, and it was a note that I noticed, and it was a thread that I found, was that you really never know what kind of impact people will have on you and vice versa as you run across them in your daily lives. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this room now, and almost everyone in this room that I know personally, I mean, there's a few people that I don't know, and I'm sure we'll get to know each other later. My boyfriend said, as long as I don't touch and get crazy, I can at least look. That's not true, he didn't say that. right now, I had to recognize that you know. So I hope that if nothing else, you understand that every day in your life, like I said, the people that are in this room that I know, I've either have had as friends for a very long time, that I worked with in different parts of my life. My folks from Colombia, hey, how you doing? Hey. My folks from Syria, hey. My folks from, I don't know where y'all at. Oh, from Starlight, hey. Right? Starlight was the shish kebab, right? Honey, that shit was that's a party every Wednesday night. We're gonna do that again someplace. Anyway, and recognizing that there's an energy of some sort, good, bad, or indifferent, that happens, and it's an opportunity basically to learn. So my disclaimer for the evening is most of these stories, if not all of them, are true. There is a little bit of a variation, possibly with the names of the people. I might tell you their real names. I don't know, because I don't care. Half of them don't even live here, and the other half don't call. So they can suck it. Because they treated me, no. But at the same time, it is sort of like the opportunity for all of us to kind of take a moment for yourselves and check the people around you. I mean, you know, you never know what you might learn from some of them. I don't know. You know, I don't know who y'all hanging out with, but I'm just saying. You know, my mama told me when you lie with dogs, you get fleas. I'm just, you know. So you do what you gotta do. So right now, I want you all to listen to these stories without judgment and recognize that in the end, you might say that I'm a whore, but I'm going to tell you right now that one of my dearest friends in the world, Lonnie Trenton Renteria, pointed out to me. He says, Keith, you are not a whore. You're just sexually generous.
Yes, baby.